Hello YouTube. Alright, today this is going to be our first official brick planning document video. I basically went over all the basics of Lua. We went over variables, tables, if statements, loops, and all that junk. So right now we are going to be learning about leaderboards. I'm going to be starting off with this. Basically, these are all the properties the leaderboards have. So it has a name, if it is enabled, root, position, I don't know why they have position, rotation, same thing, size, same thing, and parent, I'm pretty sure you can't change that. Then you got the functions. So you can create a team, you could create a column, which is basically the kills, death, anything you want in that column. You can get the player's team, set the player's team, get the player column value, and set the player column value. You've also got the, what do you call it? Usual stuff down here. Alright, so first of all, we're going to open up the workspace and create a script. This is where we're going to just start doing everything. Alright, so now we can start off with create team. So create team has two parameters. It'll have the team name and the team color. The way we start off with leaderboard is we do leaderboard dot, and then we will do, let's just exit that out, there you go, and we will do create team since we want to create a team. Then you will add parentheses, and you will need the parameters too. So we need a team name and team color in this order. If it's in any other order, it will error. So we'll give our team a team name, which will be a string. We'll give a team color, which will be a part color. So to do this, we will make a string. So we will name the team playing, and we will do part color of green. So we will do part color, capital C, dot new, and then an RGB value, which is red, green, blue. So we'll put 0 red, 150 green, and 0 blue. So this should create a team that is called playing with the color of greenish. If we go test it, you'll see that it will create a new team, but it is not default. There you go. Alright, now we got that down. We will want to set the player team. So we'll go back here. We will want to set the player's team. So we'll click this, and there's two parameters, the player and the team name. So what we can do is we can do a when player joined event. So players.player join connect function, and then player. And that'll be the parameter. We'll go over players in another video. Then we will need leaderboard dot set player team, and we'll do player, and then we'll call it, or we'll add them to the playing team. Now it should set the player's team to playing when they join. Because as you can see, we got the player and we got the team name. as the parameters. And once we play, we should be on the playing team, if it doesn't error. There you go. Alright, so now we want to get the player team. Notice how these are all set up with a, oh my gosh, set up with a period. They are not colons. People mistake these for colons all the time, and you always gotta watch out to see if you have messed up, if it errors, and if you put a colon, it will error. Alright, so next we are going to do is get player team. Get player team will be useful if you're like in like a murder mystery or something. You will see who is playing. So like in my game Dashed, it checks to see if someone is in the playing team every 0.5 seconds to see if the game should reset. If there's no more players on the player team, the game will end and they will be able to choose a map again. So if you ever want to do that stuff, you can do a for loop, for I be in pairs, or yeah, players dot get players do end, and then you'll do leaderboard dot get player team, and then player. So we could print this. Place this in here. There you go. And it should print every player's team in the game. There you go. So basically, what this is doing, players.getPlayers is a table value. This is a list of all the players in the game. We will get to that in our players video. For now, we're on leaderboard. So basically, it is getting every player in the game and finding their team by the get player team. And the only parameter for this is the player. So if you ever wanted to figure out someone's team, or if anybody is on a team, then this is your go-to. So the get players team. What's next? We've already done set player team. Create column. So create column will be useful if you want like a kills, deaths, or any of that stuff. So what we will do is we will go over here, and the two parameters for this is the column name and default value. Column name is self-explanatory. It will be what the column is named, but the default value is what you start off with. So let's say I put 5 for the default value, and the name of the column is kills. That means I will automatically start off with 5 kills. I don't want that. I want to set the default value to 0. So I will start off with 0 kills. So the way we create a column is basically the same thing we did for create team, but just different parameters. So leaderboard dot create column, and then we will do let's just call it kills. And then default value. So I want 0 kills for the default value. And then as you can see, if we play it, we should have a new column with kills as the name. There you go. You could also do this with deaths. So like you can copy and paste that. Deaths. I've not tried doing an infinite amount of columns, but I have tried an infinite amount of teams, and there is no limit to how many teams you could have from my experience. And I got kills and deaths now. Lit. Alright. So, recap. Leaderboard.create column, basically the same thing as create team. And then two parameters are the name and the default value, which is 0. Which is the default value, meaning you start off with. Now we've got get player column value. Let's start off with set player column value first. 2 or 3 parameters, would be the player, column name, and column value. So the player is self-explanatory. That is the player that we're going to change. The column name is what you are changing, so like kills or death. And the column value is the new value that is going to be in there. So if you wanted to ever make a kill game, you will want a part for the tool, and you will want a kills value. And you will just add 1 every time someone gets killed. So player, column value, or column name and column value. So we'll just do this in the player join. Let me just clean this up real quick. Alright. So, for this one, we're going to be just doing a simple line. So it'd be leaderboard.setPlayerColumnValue. Let me just copy and paste that because I'm too lazy to set it up. Leaderboard.setPlayerColumnValue, and then we'll need the player. We are wanting the column name, so kills, and we want how much we want it to set it to now. So let's just say we want to set it up to 50 right off the bat. So it will default at 0, and then it will go up to 50 every time a player joins. Well, every time the player joins. I might have phrased that wrong. Every time a player joins, their kills will go up 50. So as you can see, I've got 50 kills because it set my player kills to 50. Now, we've got the get player column value. This is going to be good for the kills and the deaths. So what we are going to do is there are 2 parameters: players, self-explanatory, and column name. So what we are doing is we are trying to find the player and what we are trying to find the value of. So we will do leaderboard.getPlayerColumnValue, and then with the parameters of player and column name. So here, let's just get rid of this 50, and we'll do leaderboard dot get player column value, and then parameters. So we want to get it from the player, and we want the kills. So basically what this is doing is it will set the player column value of the player of kills to the leaderboard get player column value player kills. So right now it will still be at 0, but if we plus 1 to it, it will add 1 to our player kill column. So we're just setting the player column to leaderboard get column player value plus 1. So it's like adding 1 every time you get a kill. In this case, it's just a join. So we should have 1 once we join, because it's adding 0, which is the default, and adding 1 as you join in. And as you can see, I got 1 kill. You can do this for a loop as well. We could just see how it goes. So we'll just do for I equals 100 do, and this will loop 100 times. Let's add a weight. 0.1. Oops. There we go. And it will loop 100 times of adding 1 to the kills value in the player. And there you go. I'm just gaining. Alright, recap time. So right here, it create a team called playing with the color of green. Right here, it is creating a column called kills, and right here it is creating a column called death with the default values of 0, because we don't want to start off with 0 or 5 kills and 5 deaths. Right here we will get to later in another video. It's just a player join event. This is setting the player's team to playing once they join in with the parameters of player and playing. Right here we are having a in pairs loop with getting the players. This will also be in the same video as the join event, but this is getting all the players in the game, and it will print leaderboard.getPlayerTeam, meaning it will get the player's team and print the team that they are on, and this will loop 100 times, and it will add 1 kill to the kills for the player, because you're setting the column value for kills of the player, and you're getting the player column value of player in the kills column, and you're adding 1 to that. That's basically it. There's not really much to do with the leaderboards, but you could keep a lot of stats stored in there. They use them a lot in sword fighting games, mini games, and all that. I think that's about it. If you have any questions, tell me in the description. Make sure to join DevHub. We currently hit 40 members. Link will be in description. Any suggestions on videos? I will take suggestions, and basically I'll be going over the whole Brick Planet developer API, so I'll go over all these if they work. I'll go these. I haven't used this much yet, except for the text 3D. Haven't used these because those don't work. Part we'll use a lot, and server script. So I'll be going over all these in future videos. Hope you enjoyed. Join the DevHub, and have a good one. Peace.